Welcome to India Business News. News for the second week of March 2024. India Business News is a weekly business news capsule for various segments comprising business leaders, managers, researchers, scholars, business management students and teachers. IBN presents each week's important business events across various sectors in a sequential manner for convenient consumption of information. Advertising, research, consulting sector. Tarun Jha has quit Havas Worldwide India as CEO of the advertising and communications company to pursue other opportunities. Global rating agency Fitch Ratings raised India's growth forecast for the next financial year, FY25, to 7% from 6.5% estimated earlier, citing robust domestic demand and sustained growth. Auto sector. Chinese tech company Xiaomi launches its first electric car SU7 in China on March 28. Tata Motors signed MOU with the government of Tamil Nadu to setting up a vehicle manufacturing facility in the state with an aim to invest approximately 9,000 crore rupees over 5 years. EV startup Fisker has hired restructuring advisors to assist with a possible bankruptcy filing. Aviation sector. SpiceJet returned an engine-to-engine lease finance BV, its lessor in Brussels, Belgium, as ordered by the Delhi High Court previously to return the engine. SpiceJet owed the lessor more under the agreement. Indigo co-founder Rakesh Gangwal, who held an 11.7% stake in Indigo, sold a 5.8% stake worth $820 million, about 6,785 crore rupees, in the airline via bulk deals. AirAsia would look for additional funding in Southeast Asia's equities markets after the company's planned SPAC listing in the US later that year. Options for fundraising include IPO in Philippines, share placement in Indonesia and listing a host of non-aviation units. SpiceJet has finalized lease agreements for 10 aircraft to increase capacity and improve passenger connectivity during peak travel seasons. The Adani Group plans to invest 60,000 crore rupees over the next decade in its airport business, focusing on infrastructure like runways, terminals, and cityside amenities. Are you liking this video? Like and share. Core sector. Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund is set to earn about $5 billion in quarterly dividend payments from its stake in Aramco, as a subsequence to Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman ordering the transfer of an 8% stake in Aramco to the Public Investment Fund. The Indian Coal Ministry announced that state-run coal mining companies, PSUs, will increase renewable energy capacity to over 9 gigawatts by 2030, up from the current 1.7 gigawatts. The first semiconductor chip from the new plant being set up by the Tata Group and Taiwan's PSMC in Gujarat's Dholera will be ready to roll out by the end of 2026. REC Power Development and Consultancy, a subsidiary of REC Limited, and Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited have signed a MOU to develop utility-scale renewable energy projects across India. Finance sector. The private equity major Everstone, set to exit Calibre Chemicals, appoints JP Morgan as the investment banker to manage the sale process. Aditya Birla Capital and Aditya Birla Finance boards approved the merger, which will create a non-banking financial company with assets under management exceeding 5 lakh crore rupees. The International Finance Corporation sold its entire remaining stake in Religare Enterprises Limited, ending its 12-year engagement with the company. Coinbase announced its intention to offer $1 billion aggregate principal amount of convertible senior notes due 2030 in a private offering to persons reasonably believed to be qualified institutional buyers. Customers will no longer be able to deposit money into their Paytm Payments Bank Limited accounts from March 15 onwards, as Paytm Payments Bank is set to close from March 15. Government regulators. The National Company Law Appellate Tribunal upheld the transfer of ownership of Jet Airways to Jalan Kalrock Consortium, almost a year after it permitted the transfer of ownership to JKC in January 2023. Maharashtra Cabinet has given an in-principle approval for the acquisition of Mumbai Metro 1, a public-private partnership project jointly owned by Anil Ambani's Reliance Infrastructure Limited and the Mumbai Metropolitan Region Development Authority. L&T Technology Services Limited, a pure-play engineering and technology services company, has won a program in India worth $100 million from Maharashtra State Cyber Department under the Government of Maharashtra. The Government of India has approved a 16% increase in basic wages for the employees of LIC of India, starting from August 2022, which means that LIC employees will receive arrears for the past 2 years. Healthcare and pharma sector. The Ayurveda Experience raised $27 million in a Series C funding round, led by Jungle Ventures, a Singapore-based venture capital firm. The total amount raised by the company has since reached over $41 million. Sintra, subsidiary of Spanish construction giant Ferrovial, picks up 24% stake from GIC affiliates in IRB Infrastructure Trust by investing $810 million. Novartis India is set to launch asciminib, Semblix, in India by the end of March 2024 to treat chronic myeloid leukemia, CML. Biocon Biologics signed a 10-year supply agreement with Eris Life Sciences for 1,242 Indian rupees crore to sell India's branded formulations business, which will be financed through debt and is expected to come into effect before April 15, 2024. Are you liking this video? Like and share. Hospitality, tourism sector. Airbnb has a new CFO, Ellie Moritz, an 11-year veteran of the company, who helped guide Airbnb through the pandemic and IPO in 2020. She succeeds Dave Stevenson. Airbnb has banned indoor security cameras at all of its properties worldwide to prioritize the privacy of its community in an effort to simplify its policy on security cameras and other devices. Media, entertainment, sector. Rahul Johri, President Revenue of Zee Entertainment Enterprises, has resigned. Puneet Goenka, MD and CEO, will now oversee the revenue teams directly, with Ashish Sehgal, Chief Growth Officer. With Disney merger in sight, Viacom18 rejigs top roles, as part of which the new structure, Kiran Mani, will lead the digital and sports businesses, and content business will be under Kevin Vass, the CEO, broadcast. Reliance Industries announced to acquire 13.01% stake in Viacom18 Media Private Limited, held currently by Paramount, for about 4,286 crore rupees. Star India Private Limited has initiated arbitration proceedings against Zee Entertainment under the alliance agreement dated August 26, 2022 entered between Star and Zee Entertainment. Missed the previous videos? Want to access all previous week's videos? Don't want to miss future videos? Want to receive notification every week? Subscribe to India Business News. Realty, Infra, Logistics Sector. The National Company Law Tribunal has admitted real estate developer Snehanjali and S.B. Developers Private Limited for insolvency, and has appointed Dinesh Kumar Dera as the resolution professional for the company. Retail Sector. Varun Beverages, a leading bottler of PepsiCo, plans to double its production capacity by developing manufacturing facilities to adapt to market trends and consumer preferences and strengthening its distribution network and chilling infrastructure. Flipkart is planning to enter the quick commerce space with a new delivery venture that will offer 10 to 15-minute delivery in at least a dozen cities within the next 6 to 8 weeks. Barron, a US-based fund manager, has revised the value of its stake in Swiggy to $87.2 million, indicating a valuation of $12.16 billion for the unicorn as it gears up for its IPO. The UK-based cosmetics company The Body Shop announced that it would close all of its US operations and dozens of Canadian stores, effective March 1, 2024, after facing challenges from high inflation, which has affected traditional retailers operating in malls. Lloyd, whose operating margin is lower than its peers, and has reported 10 consecutive quarters of operating losses, has been struggling to keep up with its competitors, leading to recent stock market decline. ITC Limited witnessed a substantial equity trade as British American Tobacco considers selling its stake. Around 12 million shares changed hands, with buyer-seller identities undisclosed. Google's food waste goals are set on a 2025 timeline, which includes goal to cut waste per employee by half and send zero food waste to landfills by 2025. Liking the video? Like and share. Startup sector. Colossa Ventures, a Mumbai-based venture capital management company, raised 100 crore rupees for its first fund, the Colossa Women First Fund, which has been participated by entities, including Sidbi, the family office of Ranjan Pai, and Shriram Ownership Trust. Rakuten Symphony, a Japanese Open RAN technology provider and part of Rakuten Mobile, shared its plans to allocate $10 million for investments in India this year, which will primarily enhance AI capabilities and support research efforts in 6G technology. The luxury members-only company, Quorum Club Private Limited, has closed an undisclosed pre-series a funding round for a 5% divestment in stake led by PE venture Gruhas. Missed the previous videos? Want to access all previous week's videos? Don't want to miss future videos? Want to receive notification every week? Subscribe to IBN. Tech sector. On International Women's Day, as a part of its diversity initiative, #Spot It to Stop It, Infosys resolved to have 45% of its workforce made up of women, up from the current 39.3%, according to Aruna C. Newton, the company's head of diversity and inclusion. 3 authors viz. Brian Keane, Abdi Nazemian, and Stuart Onan filed a class action lawsuit against NVIDIA, claiming that the company used their copyrighted books without permission to train its AI platform, NeMo, without compensation. Fintech startup Perfios has raised $80 million from Teachers Venture Growth, by which the startup has become a unicorn. The United States House of Representatives on March 13 approved a bill with 352 votes in favor and 65 against, aiming to prohibit the Chinese social media platform TikTok. Meta plans to replace its analytics tool CrowdTangle with a Meta content library, which will only be available to non-profit and academic researchers, and not most news outlets. TCS announced a multi-million-dollar deal with Nuday, Denmark's leading digital connectivity provider, to implement a complex cloud transformation strategy, and also to build Nuday's IT infrastructure and migrate it to the TCS hybrid cloud. Crypto exchange CoinSwitch announced an umbrella brand called PeopleCo to house all of its business verticals and diversify its offerings into wealth tech, including CoinSwitch, CoinSwitch Pro, and a wealth management division. The Competition Commission of India ordered an investigation into Google's pricing model, saying that the company implemented its policies in a discriminatory manner and has engaged in anti-competitive market practices. Telecom sector. Vodafone announced that it would sell its Italian unit, Vodafone Italia, to Swisscom AG for €8 billion in cash, in a deal that includes a 5-year service agreement with Swisscom for an annual charge of €350 million in the first year. Missed the previous videos? Want to access all previous week's videos? Don't want to miss future videos? Want to receive notification every week? Subscribe to IBN. See you next week. Till then, stay curious. Stay informed.